Good evening. It's December 7th, 2017, and we're here at the Expo for the opening game for your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz along with Mike Hoffer tonight, Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports. Mike, the Dogs were 19-2 last year. They're really a juggernaut for the last 4 years, going 80-6. Unbelievable 93% winning percentage. What's in store now? Is there anything to stop them?
I think it's more of the same. I mean, let's face it, Coach Russo might not like to hear that they're the team to beat and that they're wearing the bullseye, but talking to other coaches, there's no question that everyone is chasing Portland. And really what this program has become is really unbelievable. Playing at the top level in the state, to be winning over 90% of their games, 4 straight trips to the state final, 3 championships. There's every reason to believe that come late February, early March, the Bulldogs should be cutting the nets down again. You've got Teron Moss back. He's viewed perhaps as the best player in the state. Griffin Foley, he's as big a big game player as you can find. And you'll see guys like Pedro Fonseca and Manny Hugo and Trey Ballou playing much bigger roles. And like we've seen other kids step up in the past, now it's their turn. And then there's several other kids waiting to play role position. So I expect another big, very successful year for Portland.
Well, folks, speaking of players stepping up into role positions and what Coach Russo can do with those players, we had an opportunity to speak with Coach Russo just a moment ago. We're here with Coach Russo. Coach, you have a 73% winning percentage in your career and 93% in the last 4 years where you have gone 80-6. Did you know that?
No. No, not at all.
Right. I mean, I'm sure you don't keep track of that, but our friend Mike Hoffer, has all of those statistics. It's such a testament to the type of teams that you put together year after year. You've spoken a little bit about how some of your players who may have to step into a different role this year, such as Trey Ballou and others. What are you looking for this year in terms of that dynamic?
That's actually, this year. New team, new season, tonight, opening night. So I said the players, this is a new season. So we're going to build our own identity. Even though we have 3 returning starters back and I had 2 role players that played, the difference this year is the role players now have to take some ownership. I mean, they're going to be counted on. They're going to be needed. Last year they played great, but if they didn't come through, I think we would have been okay anyway. But these guys now got to not only step it up, but they have to now contribute on a consistent basis.
That's right. So can you tell us, give us a little preview of who your starting 5 is going to be tonight?
Tonight, we go about 8-9 deep, and I'll mix it up during the year. Trey will go to the 5 spot. Teron obviously 1, Manny 2. Griff, who will probably be a starter at some point. We're going to go a little easy on him tonight. Won't start, but he'll play a little. So Chad Bourne will go to 3. Pedro, for our perimeter play, has a great leaping ability. So we're going to use him to cover the other team's second biggest guy. So we'll put him at the 4 spot.
That's terrific. Who are your outside threats this year, Coach?
Well,
or is it everybody?
Yeah, they all been shooting well in the preseason. And even off the bench, they've been shooting well. Quinn came off the bench, and Louis came off the bench, and they've been hitting some nice threes. A little young Griffin, Buckley goes. But, Manny's been shooting well. Can score. He's been scoring, but usually he's a penetrator. But preseason, he's been shooting really well, and that's like a dynamic that I wasn't even thinking about. He didn't do it last year, but that would be really, really beneficial to us if Manny becomes a quality outside shooter because he can penetrate with the best of them.
All right. I mean, and you've had these guys now for a couple of years and some preseason games, but you always seem to find out something within the first couple of games that you can take with you for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we all know Chad Bourne can shoot. He's been a little off in the preseason, but we didn't talk about his shooting this year. I need him to do the other things. We call it the 95% rule pretty much. Like when you don't have the ball in your hand, what are you doing? And he had been having a great off season. He's rebounding, he's playing defense, he's getting loose balls. His shooting's been off, but they've been good shots. So it hasn't been a problem. I'm more concerned about the other things, as we know that he can shoot. But to be in that role of playing defense, we have to make up for Charlie Lyle not being here. So I need them all to rebound. So with but he grew too. He's a 6-footer now. Last year I think he was like 5'9". So I'm pleased. But Griff Foley, we haven't really had him. So, but I don't expect him anything different from Griff. But we're not going to rush him back. But he will play a little bit tonight.
Well, Coach, here's wishing you a three-peat, and best wishes to you.
Thank you very much.
So as we heard, as he does so many times, he does find these role players, and every year it's somebody else stepping in. Amir Moss for Steve Alex, Charlie Lyle for Amir Moss, and so it goes. And, high school basketball is a very cyclical thing, and you do tend to have down years, but it's been an awfully long time since Joe Russo has had that kind of a year.
It's funny. I think, you usually look at high school basketball and going, all right, when so-and-so graduates, that's when this team will come back to the pack. Portland's not coming back to the pack, and from what I'm hearing, they have some good younger kids, so they won't be coming back to the pack anytime soon. But, Coach Russo really stands alone with what he's done, and to be able to have this kind of success, he's won over 400 career games. He's got as many more as he wants to stick around for, and probably some more gold balls in the future, too. But, not only does he develop talent, but he brings a team along over the course of a season like no other coach, and that's always been one of the things he's been most praised about. The team you see tonight might be pretty good, but the team you see in late February is going to be light years beyond, because that's what he does year after year after year.
Folks, 5 gold balls for Joe Russo. Can it be 6 this year? Well, we'll see in a moment as we bring you all of the action next on WPPS TV3.
Good evening. Well, the good ball exposition running for the opening game of the 111th season of Bulldog basketball. Tonight's opponents are the Knights of Noble High School. Here are the starting lineups. At forward for Noble, number 23, 6'1", a junior, Bryce Canton. At forward for Portland, number 5, 5'11", a junior, Pedro Fonseca. At forward for Noble, 00, 5'10", sophomore, Garrett Brown. At Portland, at forward, number 30, 6'8", a junior, Simon Chadbourne. At forward for Noble, number 3, 6'1", senior, Luke Carlock. Starting at center for Portland is 23, 6'5", a junior, Trey Baloo. Guard for Noble, number 12, 5'9", a junior, Evan Philbrick. Starting at guard for Portland, number 12, 5'9", senior, a co-captain, Manny Hugo. Starting at guard for Noble, number 4, 5'7", a junior, Tyler Oliver. Portland, number 4 at guard, number 5'11", senior, co-captain, Duran Mosh. Jackson is the head coach of Noble High School. Joe Russo of Portland High School. Our officials this evening are Dick Gordon and Mike Lamage. Certified athletic trainers Ryan Lucas. And now would everybody please stand for our national anthem.
We'll be back with the tip-off in a moment. So here we go now. Trey Baloo will be against the 6'1" senior Luke Carlock. Baloo, the 6'5" junior. It's going to go over to Fonseca, back to Chadbourne, and here we go, shooting from outside and hitting the three. Fonseca right where he left off last year, and Joe Russo said that right before the game that he's one of the outside threats, and they're going to be looking for big things from him.
And they should, and he will probably deliver. And you notice how quickly they look to attack after winning that tip.
And then the quick hands, but recovering is Canton. In the corner now. You go on him. I can't think of any Bulldog that I'd want to go against in the paint.
No,
or outside either.
No, it's a very good athletic defensive team, and that's certainly one of Manny's specialties is the defense.
Yeah, that was rejected. That's a Fonseca rebound.
Stuff in the stat sheet early is Pedro.
Indeed, and Ballou
nice
open
feed
underneath.
by Moss.
And he draws the foul. So the foul will be on Evan Philbrick.
2 quick assists for Moss, who can certainly light it up in the scoring column, but he won't hesitate to dish the ball off either.
Ballou cannot convert, and but Moss gets the rebound. Up and in. Oh, is that a sweet move?
Well, Portland is 32-1 all time against Noble, Steve, so far this is holding to form.
I can't even believe I heard you say that. You know it, Mike. That's what really amazes me.
Well, I got it from our great resource known as Peter Gribben.
Rebound there was Carlox.
I'm not sure when the one came, but it was probably many years ago.
On the other hand, Noble is a wrestling powerhouse.
Oh, yes.
They have a new wrestling coach here this year. And by the way, on WPPS TV3, we hope to bring you some wrestling matches this year, coached by Dave Elowich and Tony Napolitano.
And they're expecting some big things this season. They're expecting to be one of the top programs in the region.
And they expect to have wrestlers at, I believe, every or almost every weight class.
Yeah, they're going to be very competitive in dual meets and certainly in the big meets as well.
So here's Moss with the steal, up and in. He just coasts home. So, I mean, it's hard to have enough room to write all the stats here. I'm going to try to do a better job kind of figuring out assists and steals and as well as rebounds this year.
Between the two of us, it is hard to talk and keep stats at the same time.
Well, I think you're better at it than me. Let's put it that way.
Well, I probably have more experience, too. I try. That's a good-looking shot from the corner.
That's a nice 3 by Brown.
3 by Garrett Brown.
And just like that, it's 9-3 here. But Moss is going to try to answer.
That was a Red Claws 3 attempt there.
Yeah, and
rimmed out.
Bryce Canton will get the rebound. And we'll see. We really will see who's going to step up this year. You know, Charlie Lyle stepped up during the playoffs a couple of years ago.
Sure.
At a time that we didn't really think that was going to happen.
No, I mean, he certainly had the physical tools, but he really proved to be a terrific player as opposed to just a physical specimen. So, nice example of someone coming along nicely and maybe doing better than most expected.
That's the second turnover for Noble. Here's Chadbourne in the corner, nothing doing.
That's his specialty, but a nice hustle play. Yeah. Getting the rebound and putting it home.
Yeah, good for Simon. It's 11-3, just like that, with 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Here at the Expo, Portland High School boys basketball will be bringing this to you all year long. Steve Schwartz here, along with Frank Myatt for the most part this year. But be delighted to have you whenever you can come, Mike.
Yeah, tell Frank he might get Wally pipped if he's not careful.
Frank is assistant track coach at Deering, and he's going to practice there tonight. He is the cross-country coach, and I believe one of your fall coaches of the year in years past.
Last year, that is correct. Yeah, he's done a great job with that program, no question.
So we have a timeout. It's 13-3, 4:16 left in the first quarter. So Clay Hardy, one of last year's stars that, in fact, Coach Russo has to replace here in the stands tonight. He goes to SMCC and hopes to play basketball there next year.
Well, good for him. He certainly came on and had a really good year last year and played well in some big games for Portland.
Indeed, and that's Pedro with his second rebound of the game.
He's just an unstoppable force. When unless he charges, you're not going to stop him.
Right.
First turnover for the Bulldogs.
What do they call that? Player control foul?
Yeah,
or something?
or
That's it, which is really
out of control. Out of control foul. Depends on your perspective, I think.
Right. So the field general here is Tyler Oliver, Jr., number 4. Portland with that really deadly man. At that time, man D, but that's a nice play there as the rebound is Brown's, and Oliver got the 2 points. So it's 13-5 now.
Yeah, actually 2 Portland players went for the rebound there and knocked it away from each other.
And just like that, 8 points out of the 15 are Teron Moss's. 15-5 is the score. Portland over Noble here with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left there. Teron's going to do it all, even with his feet, I guess.
Well, he played football this fall, so it must have rubbed off on him a little bit.
Right. There's the rebound there by Canton. Downtown. The rebound is Hugo's. He's got Simon Chadbourne up and in.
Fast break.
17-5. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter, as we will see Griffin Foley and Ben Fisher set to check in for the Dogs.
Yep, Foley's still nursing that ankle injury from football. He'll see some limited minutes tonight, and he's certainly going to be a huge part of this team going forward.
Substitution, number 20, Ryan Sullivan.
So Ballou and Chadbourne will take a seat here, and we'll have. I mean, when you just say that and think about it, there's depth on this team.
Big time, and that's something not every team can boast. And it's great to have that frontline talent, but kids get in foul trouble. There's illnesses. There's other issues. So you need other kids that can not only take the floor but play well when they do, and that's what makes Portland so good.
Hugo with the steal and
got fouled from behind.
Fouled. So he'll be shooting 2.
He's fun to watch. Manny Hugo doesn't probably get the attention he deserves because there's so many other good players on this team, but plays solid defense. He's capable of stealing the ball several times. He doesn't score a lot, but he can when he needs to. He does a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, but really a terrific athlete, fun to watch. Very good student, really nice young man. And a great soccer player as well. Talk about teams that enjoyed great seasons.
Goodness, I mean, there are some great 2 and 1 3-sport athletes on this team. Quinn Clark. So Pedro converts 1 out of 2. 18-5 is the score. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Dogs are, of course, in command right now.
Well, this is what you'd expect from a defending champion and a team expected to do well. They don't want to, let the underdog get any life. They want to come out here and seize control early, and they've certainly done a good job of that.
We get a chance in the process to see some other players that we have not seen have a lot of minutes over the years. That's a nifty rebound and put back by Tyler Oliver.
Well, this is a game I think you're going to see the whole Portland roster at one point or another, so we'll get a chance to familiarize ourselves with some of these kids.
And again, you just know that Coach Russo is trying out combinations. He's got Simon Chadbourne set to come back in. Quinn Clark at the scorer's table waiting to come in now as well. And Teron is open for the 3. Why not take it? And especially when you've got Ben Fisher, but he travels there. So we'll go with that turnover. 18-7. Clark will check in quickly here for Manny Yugu and Chadbourne for Fonseca.
Yeah, Clark, another terrific soccer player who was also the place kicker for the football team. He had a very busy fall.
Oh, my goodness. He did indeed. Went to the football banquet this year and saw that he won an award there. That's a great affair at the Italian Heritage Center.
Yeah, I've been there a time or two. I know, it is always a nice thing.
Actually, that's Griffin Foley with the rebound.
Yeah, his first one.
What I thought was really kind of neat about it is that they actually did a page in their program this year for Channel 3 that I did not know.
Oh, that's very nice of them.
Really
there you go.
Look at that. Downtown.
He has great range. great range, and we remember him hitting some big shots up in Augusta last winter.
And we remember all the way back to when his grandpa told us when he was a freshman, watch out for that young man. He has a great three-point capability.
He wasn't exaggerating, that's for sure.
Well, right, and actually what ended up happening was he hit a 3 that very night as a freshman.
It's good foreshadowing.
So I guess Portland will play for the last shot here with 18 seconds left.
Let's see if they'll try to get Griffin Foley involved maybe in the offense here a little bit.
He's setting screens underneath there, left and right.
He likes to pop out and shoot the 3. They've done a good job defensively on him, though. He doesn't have his usual quickness, but he will get into the lane. And that'll do it for the quarter.
Yeah,
with 1/10 of a second left, you can't score unless it's a tip. And that's what they're going to try. That's why they're bringing Ballou in. They're going to throw it up, hope he tips it in, because you can't catch and shoot with under 0.3 seconds left.
Wow, he comes in for Fisher. Here we go, Moss!
Well, it's the right idea. He just couldn't get it to go.
Oh, my goodness. They can make that exciting. 21-7. We're at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment. So set to take the ball in here to start the second quarter will be Garrett Brown for Noble. And
that's inauspicious beginning of that quarter.
No, turnover before it ever goes in. And, great defense by Portland, though.
Right.
They're just not a soul open.
Yep, coming out of the quarter break. It's a great way to secure additional playing time if you play great defense like that.
Right.
Whether you're a starter or reserve. I think coaches always love to see those.
Quinn Clark comes out here to start the second quarter. We've got Simon Chadbourne, Trey Ballou in the middle. Here comes Clark.
Nice shot off the glass.
He hasn't had much of a role in the last few years, and who knows? You never really know who's going to step up. But again, Coach Russo just has the knack for bringing out what is best in each of his players.
That's a gift.
I mean, it is. We've seen it so many times, so many years in a row.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
It's what the great coaches and teachers do, no question.
And he does it really with humility, Mike.
Yeah,
he just
you're right.
does. He is so humble.
Absolutely.
He didn't know when at the beginning of the game, look at that 3.
Hello, Mr. Foley.
He didn't know that his record was 80-6 in the last 4 years with that.
Although I bet he could recite the 6 losses to you, though. Knowing coaches that have great success, they probably remember the losses a lot more than most of the wins. And they aren't very frequent, that's for sure. A couple to South Portland. It's kind of a strange one to Gorham. There really haven't been very many, though. The state championship game to Hamden Academy a few years ago, and that's pretty much about it.
Oh, goodness. Evan Philbrick checks in now for number 20, Ryan Sullivan. Philbrick is 12. He's there at the top of the key here. Only past the three-point line. I mean, there's just nothing. They're closing off every lane.
Yep. And it's one and done when they're missing, too. Touchdown pass. Oh, beautiful. Ball never hit the floor.
Oh, folks, press your replay button and watch that. We can't, but you can. Oh, my goodness.
Moss should get a hockey assist on that. He won't get the assist that led directly to the basket, but what a beautiful cross-court pass and touchdown pass, and we got to travel at the other end. And right now, the Bulldogs, they look like they're in their midseason form already. Fully. So, yeah, the long pass from Moss to Chadbourne. Chadbourne in midair, sent it to Foley for the layup. The ball never hit the floor. Just a thing of beauty there.
That was exciting. The score is 28-7, folks. There's 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Here at the Expo, a great venue to watch a basketball game. The dogs are fortunate. Well, look at that.
It's nice to see. I mean, obviously his ankle isn't bothering him on shots like that. I've got Moss with 5 assists already, so he's scoring and setting up his teammates as he does so well.
I think the second quarter here is, by and large, Griffin Foley.
The Foley show, you're right. Yep, with the exception of that initial shot by Clark. Foley's got the last 8 points. And it's a 10-0 quarter so far for the Bulldogs.
Blue with authority. Moss on the break here. Chadbourne out. It's Griffin.
And not only is Portland on a nice run, they've shut Noble out now for about 5 minutes. So the defense is really speaking for itself. Moss did a nice job getting to the basket that time, drawing the foul.
So we have
Number 12, Evan Philbrick is second. 3 on the team.
Philbrook with his second foul.
Line 2.
Blue will be shooting 2 here. Excuse me, Teron Moss will be shooting 2. 31-7 is the score. Looking to increase that. And he's pretty much money at the line.
Yeah. Very good shooter. Good outside shooters tend to be good foul shooters.
Buries them both. 33-7, just under 5 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple of steals and a rebound. Not a bad start for Teron Moss.
Oh my goodness.
That's a full game for most people.
Downtown, nice shot there by Carlock.
And that ends the 12-0 run.
Oh, nice pass inside, but
looks like 3 seconds maybe in the lane.
That's what it looks like. So the Portland turnover, a rare turnover for Portland.
Yeah, if you throw the ball away, there you're not going to play for Coach Russo very long. But they've done a nice job minimizing. Portland very much in control, quarter and a half into this game.
Off balance.
Yeah,
nice
a little
shot
awkward
by
there, but
Kyle
he got
Kennedy.
it to go. 5-0 run now for the Knights. Look out.
Oh, it's 33-12. Moss inside, and he gets fouled.
Seems like if he wants to get to the hoop, he can just do it at will. He's either going to score or draw a foul pretty much every single time.
Yeah.
That was on the floor. It's not a shooting foul.
That's the third one on Philbrick in the first half. One of their starters, a junior. Moss just comes out off the screen, and why not?
Yeah, beautiful ball movement.
And, you know, a nice play. I mean, I think that was the pick set by Ballou that set that shot up.
Yeah, Pedro got him the ball just where he wants it, and he just had to go up and knock it down. Very effortless.
You know, it is. He floats to the hoop.
Oh,
Hoop.
I think he tried to go behind the back there, and he lost control.
You get credit for the rebound, though, the 11.
Good student section turnout here tonight. Great time to be alive and going to Portland High to have a team like this to cheer for the last 4 or 5 years, huh?
No kidding. You know, I pinch myself that I'm allowed up here in these great seats to cover it.
Especially as a Daring grad, that's the shocking part.
Well,
I know you're a Bulldog now, but
the fact is,
old rivalries die hard, right?
It's true. I mean, the fact is, that's Carlock. My heart is where my kids went.
Of course.
Andrew and Jack went to Portland High, and it didn't take long for me to become a Bulldog. That said, I'm on the 40th reunion committee at Deering High School.
There you go.
And we just had a meeting.
Well, you're the
other
mayor.
night.
You know everybody, so that makes sense. 40 years, gracious.
I know.
So if
Mold.
If you went back and talked to the Steve Schwartz of 40 years ago and said that you're going to become a Portland guy, I don't know if the younger version of you would have believed it.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that would be different.
Yes, I know. Well, I hope so. I hope we all live and learn. Sometimes I wonder.
Fonseca, straight up. Among other things, I would have gone to umpire school at age 20, and I probably would have done more with my broadcasting.
You'd be in the major leagues right now.
Well, I'd like to think I would have, but, there's a little thing called talent that might have stood in the way.
I don't know. I think you might just have gone a long way with that. You never know. Follow your dreams, people. You never know where it'll lead you.
It's so true. And then study hard.
The
old me would have studied harder in high school.
Yeah, I think I would have too, to be honest.
That's Sullivan. His first points of the night. It's 39-14. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, Portland's been in command throughout. They jumped out 9-0 and have really never looked back. Here's Manny's shot at a 3. Won't go, but Teron showing he can get it done on the offensive glass, too.
Goodness. This guy is just racking up the points here.
I think he knows he's not going to be in there very long tonight, so he's probably going to try to get as much as he can while he is. He probably will not see a lot of time in the second half, I'm guessing. Not with the score already 41-14. 17.
Nice shot there by Luke Carlock, his second 3 of the quarter rather. 41-17 is the score, a minute 20 left in the first half.
A little reach foul there. And we'll have a couple of new players coming in.
I think foul, number 24, Kyle Kennedy, his first.
Kyle Kennedy's first foul. Trey Ballou is set to come in.
We're going to get our first look at Louis Gaddis as well. Number 22 in your program.
He's earned his stripes over the years. We've seen him play an awful lot of decent JV ball. He's up here at the big time. Hugo.
Nice leaner there.
I don't know why. I think that's his first 2 of the game.
That is correct.
It seems like he's been doing a lot more.
Well, he's done a lot of other things, but as far as actually getting a basket, that would do it.
Great D. Oop.
I thought that was an extra step, but well, there you go. Makeup call, perhaps.
You know, we talk about that. You know, we don't, referees and umpires.
There's no such thing, right?
I know.
I know. Yep. There's no home cooking. There's no makeup calls. It's stick with that party line. Just look at the slashing and just terrific play there by Hugo.
He cuts through it all. 15 seconds left. 45-17 is the score.
All Portland, as you'd expect. The Bulldogs look very, very good again. Oh, nice shot there to end the half.
His third 3 of the quarter, 9 points in the game for Luke Carlock, and the score is 45-20. The Dogs enjoy a 25-point lead at halftime. So the bling from last year's state championship, in which the Dogs were 19-2, to go along with the bling from the year before, where I believe their overall record was 27-1. So I've got a couple of empty fingers here, not exactly Tom Brady, or even
You're getting there. You're catching
or even
up.
Ken Joyce-like, who had all those rings with the San Francisco Giants. But again, a tremendous first half here for the Dogs, led by Teron Moss with 16.
16 points, 5 assists, a few rebounds, a few steals. He did a little bit of everything, and he just shows why he's arguably the best player in the state. And he made it look effortless for the most part. But not just his shooting ability, but his willingness to set up his teammates, his speed, his athleticism. game is his ability to play defense. I mean, he really does do it all, and he's really a lot of fun to watch, and so are his teammates.
That's right. In fact, Griffin Foley came out in the second quarter, nails 2 threes, and has 8 points total right now. Pedro Fonseca with 6. Simon Chadbourne hitting a 3 in the first quarter, 7 points overall. And then a little bit of excitement on the other side as Luke Carlock comes out and hits 3 threes in the second half.
Yeah,
the second quarter.
He got it going a little bit. I mean, Noble had that long 5-minute stretch where they didn't score. Portland really opened it up at that point. But, you know, if you're Noble, you're getting to play in this great venue against a great team. I hope they're out there having fun. And, you know, it's a learning experience for them. And for Portland, it's a learning experience. I think you're going to see in the second half pretty much everyone play. Coach Russo is going to get an idea of who can do what in what situation. So, you know, it's really a win-win for everybody.
That's great. Folks, it's 45-20. We'll bring you the start of second half action in a moment. So, venerable Portland announcer Peter Gribben, a new inductee into the Football Hall of Fame this year.
Well deserved, no question.
Yeah, and it was fun. We got to actually do the ceremony while he was on the field, and we did it from the Peter Gribben press box. It's kind of cool.
Yep, second half underway here. Starters back on the floor for Portland. We'll see for how long with a 25-point lead.
I don't know. It's kind of hard for Philbrick to get around Ballou. Philbrick has 3 fouls. He's got the only player in any foul trouble at all. Dogs only have 1 foul on them in the whole quarter.
Well, this is a night where, you know, it's not a closely contested game, so we don't need a lot of fouls.
Use them wisely.
Exactly, and let them play. Unless something's egregious, you more or less just keep going. Yeah, nice rebound there by Noble. Keep the ball alive. And there's Ballou with the board. Pedro showing he can handle the ball, and a nice feed to Moss for the layup.
Wash from Fonseca.
Moss up now to 18 points.
So this game is being played a night early, actually, and as a result, every other opening game is tomorrow night. So we'll get the benefit of seeing, Mike, your forecast for the fall, for the winter, for all of the teams in the forecasters coverage area.
Yep, they will be getting online shortly. Certainly by the time this airs, everything will be on theforecaster.net and in next week's paper as well. It's quite a chore, and it's not just basketball, it's all the winter sports at each school.
Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, folks, that's really what it's all about, though. When you want to know what's going on in high school sports in this local coverage area.
Oh,
what a
bang from the corner.
By Chadbourne. You really want to read the forecaster, and Mike, you do just a phenomenal job. Year in and year out, you are just simply the best at what you do.
Well, thank you. It's a labor of love, and I think that's a big part of it. You can find something you love to do, you're very lucky in life.
That's a true story.
Noble basket. Garrett Brown.
Just wish I could be everywhere. That's the frustrating part. Nice feed there by Chadbourne.
You're not, because it seems like you are.
Yep, not even close. Just some really nice unselfish play by the Bulldogs tonight. You're seeing it by everybody. Always looking for pass first and shot second.
Ballou with the rebound, and you know that's what they're going to want to see this year.
Yep, but then immediately Portland looking to push. That's what this offense wants to do. Just pressure consistently, and a nice feed for a potential three-point play. Everything going Portland's way here so far.
54-22 with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third quarter.
We don't see too many, we call them old-fashioned three-point plays. Once upon a time, kids, there was the only way you could get 3 points in a basketball game was this way. There was no three-point shot prior to 1980.
I've got to say, you know, I've seen several. Well, of course, you can watch them any night, but I've seen several NBA games in recent times. I was down in Brooklyn watching the Celtics game last year with Jack Schwartz, and it's just amazing how many threes everybody's stepping out and taking.
That's so much a part. You know, it's threes or dunks. It seems like the mid-range game is the mid-range shot has certainly gone the way of the dinosaur.
not only the mid-range shot, that's going to be a foul, I believe.
I think it's
Baloo.
I think they're saying a 3-second violation.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah. Or 5 seconds, whatever. Some kind of violation anyway. It's a turnover.
And there's no post-up game. There's no true, center. They take their 7-footers.
Yeah, you don't have a back-to-the-basket center anymore. That's.
And they went out with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, it seems.
Yeah, or Shaq might have been about the last one. But,
that's a good point.
when we were younger, you didn't win a championship unless you had a great center.
Consequently, you had Bill Russell, you had Will Chamberlain.
Absolutely, and on down the line.
Right, whatever. It's Chad Bourne with the rainbow doesn't fly there but Hugo fights for 2.
Cleaning the glass.
57-22, 4:44 left.
Man, you're doing a little bit of everything so far.
Yeah, that's a nifty shot there by number 24, Kyle Kennedy, for 3 points.
Well, Noble's probably been more effective from outside the arc than inside so far. They've had at least 4 or 5 threes in this game.
Foley and Clark set to check in, but before that happens, we're going to have a foul here, I believe, on Luke Carlock.
Yeah, that's on the floor, so it won't be shooting. Well, that's one way to keep him from going out there.
That was great. Ever so gently. Hold on, son. That's an experienced referee. Off the screen, Tehran for 3.
Yeah, he's got 21 now.
It's 60-25. It's a 35-point Portland lead.
Yeah, it looks like Griffin Foley's moving pretty well, which is good to see.
It really is. There was that question. He had the high ankle sprain.
Nope, they're going to wave it off for the charge.
I think he's thinking, really? But, just such a respectful kid, though.
Yeah.
And, really, he's really a great, great young man. So much character. This young man, lost his dad.
Right. A year ago.
A year ago, and just I can't say enough good about him and his family. They're just such terrific people. His dad, quite a basketball player in his own right years ago for
got a
Chevrolet.
late foul there. Well, they weren't calling much in the first half. We're getting a lot more fouls here in the second.
His second. 3 on the team.
Be shooting 2 at the line. Here will be Kyle Kennedy at the charity stripe. 60-25, 3:48 left in the third quarter. And he'll bury number 1. 4 points now in the third quarter for him.
Portland's added Joel Rogers to their coaching staff this year. He coached the Greeley girls to a state title a few years ago. Former Portland High player himself, longtime friend of Coach Russo. He's joining Joe Giordano and, of course, Carmine Runo. They've all been together for a long time. He is not missing tonight.
And Mike Russo is usually close by.
I saw him earlier. Absolutely. Look at that steal by Manny. Lost it the other way, but probably like to have that one back, I'm guessing.
Let's see what the call is here. It'll be a foul on Clark.
First personal number 2, Quinn Clark.
63-27, 3:23 left. The ball will be taken in by Garrett Brown. Around the horn here. Up and not in. Instead, Baloo with the outlet to Hugo. To Clark for 3. Doesn't fall. Moss 3 times the
second
charm.
effort, yes.
65-27. We're going to see a new face coming in for the Dogs, along with Gaddis at the scorer's table, set to check in. Must be Lino Ben, I'm wondering.
I have a feeling that is. Nope. Foley with a rebound. He's getting mugged over there, but he gets out of it.
Oh my gosh. There you go. And Foley and Moss have been playing together, travel ball and otherwise. I think they won a national championship in 8th grade. You'd know because you print those great pictures of young teams as well.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success in whatever they do, I can promise you. And it's been that way for a long time.
68-30 right now. Dogs really just kind of opening it up here.
And Moss with 29 points, and we're not even through the third quarter. Nice pass by Foley.
His 7th point of the quarter.
And Foley racking up the assists now.
Around the horn, they've got an open player in the corner.
That was partially blocked by Ballou.
Sure was. So, which is something you're going to like to see here.
Yep.
Now, here we go with some new players. Griffin Buckley, number 2, checks in.
Okay.
As does number 22, Louis Gaddis.
And Lino Ben, 24, you're correct.
24 is Lino Ben.
First look at Buckley and Ben tonight. The old-fashioned headband, you gotta like that.
Yeah,
and you gotta like that shot. He is on fire.
Moss from beyond the NBA three-point line for the 3.
32 points.
Yeah, you have to wonder at 73-30, there's a little bit of, when are they going to take Tom Brady out?
Yeah, well, if it were Tom Brady, he'd play till the final gun. But I have a feeling Moss might get the rest of this quarter, and then that's it.
Gaddis with a nice steal.
And, they're going to give him the, yep.
They've got to take him out soon because I'm running out of room.
I know, you're right.
On my score sheet.
I know, I'm the same way. No, we got the net stuck. Almost there.
Come on, Lino.
I think it might actually be stuck. Look at it, he climbs up. There you go. That might have been your most athletic play of the night right there.
Oh, God. A little levity. No penalty for hanging on the rim either.
Absolutely not. So Moss had 16 points in the first half. He's on the verge of getting 19 in the third quarter alone.
Oh, my goodness.
Probably jinxed him. Watch him miss the free throw now. Nope, he is on fire, so.
He's done it every way. I've got 2-3-3, 2-3-3, 2-1.
Yeah, he's doing it
some
all.
sort of a, whatever they call it, pentameter or something for poems. I don't know.
You are a poet.
Iambic pentameter, I think.
That is correct.
Over everything, Gaddis now with the outlet to Moss.
Are we going to hit 3 more? He's mortal. He's also saved the ball.
See Rob O'Leary and assistant principal Kim White, Rob O'Leary, the athletic director, and getting a little bit of a chuckle out of that athletic move by Tehran. Portland turnover here. 15 seconds, 76-30. Goodness gracious, folks. It is a 46-point dog lead at this point.
I guess we're going to stay down here. Apparently it was tipped by Ben.
3.4 seconds left. Nice effort. The rebound at the buzzer is Griffin Buckley. So at the end of 3 quarters, the score, Portland Bulldogs 76, the Noble Knights 30. Here we go, Mike. We're going to start fourth quarter action. Steve Schwartz along with Mike Hoffer tonight joining us as Frank Myatt takes a well-deserved night off on assignment as assistant coach of Deering Track. Frank Healy on camera bringing you Portland boys basketball all year long on WPPS TV3. Also, you can find us on YouTube by going to searching Portland Schools. And while we're at it, Carlock gets 2 there. You can actually also find all the football games from this year, last year's basketball games, football games from last year as well.
That's a lot of talking.
It is. I remember one year, as Hugo gets inside nicely there, I remember one year, Teron Moss is still out there.
I know, well, the starters are still out there.
Yep.
I don't know how much longer.
Now, I guess, he's going to see what they can do, Joe and Coach Joe Russo.
Maybe he wants Moss to get 40. He's getting close. Now he's at 38, so.
81-32 is the score here. Last time I saw a player get 40, I think it was Dave Littlefield in junior high school when he played for King against Jack. I remember being.
How about when Ralph Mims got 40 whatever in the state game in 2004?
Oh, I was at that one too.
46, I think it was that night.
Didn't call that game. And again, what we
first A-state game I ever did.
And what we learned about that game, Mike, is because Mims got all the credit and he got a standing O from both sides, and he was terrific.
He was,
but team won out.
Yep.
Toppy and company.
And what a great team that was. What a great Portland team that was. And what a great state game that was. I mean, that was epic. Full house, overtime. And you're right. But that was a memorable performance, no question.
There are very few like it. Nice 3 by number 4. Oliver almost looking for a 4-point play there. Quickly up the court here as Hugo is triple teamed. And Fonseca over everything. That time, Ballou saves
nice
it
save.
To Chadbourne. And there we go. We have player
offensive
control.
foul.
Yep. Hugo right there. Well-positioned, noble player. The only game that I think is comparable was really a baseball game with Mark Rogers pitching against Deering.
The phenomenal Deering team. That was 2004 as well. How's that?
And Deering, I think, won out over the great individual player. He wasn't even going to pitch that game, I think, and there was so much of a clamor. His dad, who was his coach, said, okay, we're going to pitch him.
Yep.
But the fellow Ryan Reed,
who went on to pitch in the majors as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he went on to the minors and
got a cup of coffee at one point, I think, with the Pirates.
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
And, Rogers, though, I don't know if he's still in the minors or not. He had some rotator
It's
cuff
unfortunate
issues.
his arm didn't he had $1 million arm, but unfortunately it failed him.
You know what? He had a $2 million arm.
Yeah.
He was drafted 5th in the country and
by the
got
Brewers.
a $2 million bonus by the Brewers.
Yeah, and he did see some time, but I don't think he ever got to realize just, how amazing he could have been were it not for those injuries.
What an athletic move by Trey Ballou on that rebound and in. And again, that bodes well for what we're going to see this year, Mike.
Well, and the big question mark for Portland is how do you replace Charlie Lyle? And Trey Ballou, I think he feels like he's up for the challenge, and he's certainly starting well. Different kind of player, but he's certainly got the size and the athleticism and the reach to be quite a matchup nightmare down there in the post.
Well, I mean, one of the things that you do miss with Lyle. I mean, his personality too. I mean, but you get new personalities, and each player brings his own. Look at that behind the back, Fonseca up and in. Chadbourne, what a pass! 85-35, a 50-point Portland lead right now.
Well, you got highlight reel action all over the floor here. Oh, that would have been a break the other way.
Just 3 rebounds, but nothing doing.
Yep, nice rebound by Pedro.
Pedro comes out of the pack. Moss, oh my goodness gracious.
Start and stop moving, there's your 40 points.
And Portland has 5 players set to check in, one of whom is Griffin Foley.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of them about to go out is Manny Hugo. I don't think he liked that call.
Yeah, he's got such a great personality,
really
and
does.
he's a fun-loving guy. But picks up the noble player, picks up the foul, and Garrett Brown will be at the line here. 87-35 is the score. Four minutes, 1 second left. I think 401 is the Rhode Island area code. Don't ask me why I know that obscure fact.
It is. You are correct.
Fisher, Foley, Clark, Gaddis.
So Gaddis and Fisher and Clark, Griffin and Buckley all in now. As Portland pulls all of their starters.
2 free throws. Garrett Brown.
Brown hits 2. Noble gets this out of their system too, and they play a more of a south schedule this year. Portland doesn't travel far this year, actually, as we have in years past.
Yeah, no trips to Bangor, right?
No, not even to Oxford Hills.
Interesting. All
We
right.
do go to Edward Little. We go to Sanford.
Yep. Any good restaurants in Sanford, Steve?
Can I
Any
say
place
this
you
on
like
the
to
air?
go?
I like that old-time Bonanza Steakhouse.
You can say that. Absolutely. What's not to like? I know you. Instead of a girl in every port, you've got a restaurant in every port.
I do. I have a restaurant in every port.
Oh, nice power move by Gaddis there.
Gaddis for 2.
I guess the only lingering drama here is will Portland hit 100?
Nice shot by Garrett Brown. Hits the 3.
Man, Noble can knock down some shots. They might be competitive against a lot of teams if they can do that.
Foley for 3.
Well, he can certainly knock down shots.
Boom.
No
He hits
doubt
double
about-
figures.
Yes, he does.
Lino Ben set to check in now.
Buckley off to the races.
And up and in.
And
he
one.
covers and he's fouled. Everybody in on the act tonight for the Dogs.
Well, and I like their chances of hitting 100 even more.
Basket's good by
Carlock with his 3rd. Well, it kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
foul. Number 3. Pete Carlock, his 3rd.
Buckley to make it 3 here for him if he can. He does.
Griffin Buckley.
Well, Portland, they've had the pedal to the metal since the opening tip.
They really have, and with everybody, with a whole host of players. Of course,
Yeah,
led
very
by
encouraging start. You never know in an opener. You expect there to be some nerves, some struggles, but they look like they're in midseason form.
Yeah, he unfortunately Matthew Place traveled.
Kennedy back to Noble.
Cal Kennedy checks in for Garrett Brown. Ben Fisher to Quinn Clark now. And Adam Boucher at the top of the key here defending. Gaddis for 3.
Oh, he was feeling it.
But instead, Fisher is fouled on the rebound.
He'll go to the line.
Ben Fisher will shoot 2. It's 95-40. The Dogs need 5 to break 100. They have 2 minutes and 3 seconds within which to do it. And Gaddis gets the rebounds, then he goes up and in.
that.
Why not?
He's putting on a show. If you can't get 2 at the line, you get it on the rebound.
Wide open is number 22, but Ben Fisher with the rebound as Devin Abbott could not hit that. Here comes Gaddis now. He's
feeling it. And the fans are behind him. They want to see him keep shooting.
Minute 34. Guess they're just going to hold the ball here a little bit. Minute and a half left. Gaddis will throw it around. I mean, I guess one of the...
there you go. Nice feed
to Ben with a nice cut. Gaddis up and in! Oh, my goodness, folks. 99-40, a minute 12 left. The drama now is, will the Dogs break 100?
Well, they'll have probably a couple cracks at it, I would guess. Quite a start for the defending state champs, the two-time defending state champs. Portland's never won 3 in a row, so there's an opportunity for history.
Gaddis to Ben.
He couldn't get the assist on that one.
Oh my goodness, but Buckley is right there.
I think Gaddis is a little gassed at the moment. It took him a minute to get across half court.
To Buckley, and there's a foul. Of course, Abbott's upset, but, a little frustration there. 99-40 if he hits...
Double foul, number 22, Devin Abbott, his first.
Trey Ballou will check back in here. And actually, he's not at the line here. There's no bonus there. But
Ballou for the 100 mark. He got it.
That's a big deal, folks. 101-40. With the ball here is Boucher. And he'll hit 2. He'll hit 3, actually. 4 seconds left. That's going to do it, folks, as the Portland Bulldogs handily defeat the Noble Knights 101-43. Oh my goodness.
Gracious.
Catch the players shaking hands here, and Mike and I will then be back to wrap up in a moment, but something that you see every time in a game, any high school game, is every player shaking hands in a show of sportsmanship. They play hard against each other, but then shake hands. Even more amazing when you see it in wrestling.
Yeah, right, because that's a little more emotional.
As Susie Schwartz says, wrestling is a sport that teaches you how to lose as well as how to win. But there you go, folks. We'll be back to wrap up in a moment. So, Mike, the Dogs tonight with almost a 60-point win, 58 points to be exact, 101-43. Teron Moss, 40 points.
And he almost did it quietly. He had 16 in the first half, very good first half, and then he was lights out in the second half. Didn't seem like he could miss a shot. And without question, he was phenomenal in the story of the game. But to me, the story of the game was everyone who played contributed. And you saw everyone on the floor doing a little bit of everything. And I think for a first game, that's what really impresses me, because there's always going to be some nerves. There's always going to be some issues when you first start a season. But these guys look like they're in mid-season form. And I think if you're a coach of another team in Class AA, you're not very excited about what you saw tonight. But if you are Coach Russo and his staff, you're probably very excited about what you saw tonight.
I think you're right. And Simon Chadbourne also in double figures tonight with
Griffin
2.
Foley.
That's right, with 2 3-pointers. Griffin Foley in double figures with 11 points and 3 3-pointers. Pedro put down a 3. He had 8 points. Yugu had 8 points. So really just an all-round terrific effort by the Bulldogs tonight. This is Steve Schwartz along with Mike Hoffer tonight for Frank Myatt and Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports, saying so long from the Portland Expo, where the Portland Bulldogs prevail in the opening game 101-43. Good night.